We're live. You're live.
Hey there, NPCs! Welcome to the series premiere of our actual play of Shadowrun 6 World Emerald Glitch. I'm your GM, Bob Dr. Meat Grinder Loper, and tonight we're starting the case of the Beleaguered Professor. I'm excited to get straight into our special guest, so let's get started. All right. So our story begins a week ago in a dark Seattle alley. The fog has rolled in from Puget Sound. First of our Shadowrunners, Curie, awakens to the sound of a couple of gangers hassling someone. As you look around, you see the two guys standing over a couple of pixies. So, Curie, who are you, and why are you here tonight?
Curie is has been on the run for a while, and to get out of Dodge, a great place to get lost is Seattle. So that's what she's trying to do. She just got to town, has a potential contact for as a fixer to get her some work, but she's been traveling. Just arrived, was exhausted, found a nice, safe-looking space behind a dumpster in an alley. And yeah, Curie is a mage. She's hermetic, and so science is magic. It's an access point to the brain that some people have access to and others don't, and a lot of it is manipulation of energy. So she wears she's a brunette. She wears a armored lab coat. And that has her biomonitor on it and an escape handle and stuff like that. But that's really all she owns in the world. And yeah, she's grumpy from having been woken up.
So the hassling goes on. You hear, "Give us the stuff now!" As you sort of peer around, and you see, sort of almost trapped in a corner, there are these two pixies. So the pixies are they're 1.5 feet tall, so about a half meter, with wings. But they're sort of being stood over menacingly by these two guys.
I'll kind of just stay peeked out from behind the dumpster so that I have some cover, and say, "Hey, leave them the frag alone."
One of them turns around, and you see in his hand is what must be a motorcycle chain, and he turns and says, "Mind your own business."
You're starting trouble on my doorstep, so get the frag out. Final warning.
This is our turf.
Threateningly, I show my hand and have some frost kind of like coat my fingers. Like I'm trying to use the intimidation so I don't have to fight these guys and they'll just leave
Okay.
and we can all have a good night.
Yeah. So it doesn't take too much of a show of power, and you see. I mean, these guys are, if they're go gangers, they're rookies, and the one who's sort of looking at you, his eyes go wide, and you think he's about like half a second from dropping the motorcycle chain, and just taps the other guy and says, we got to get out of here, mage." And the other one turns around real quick, and his eyes go wide as well, and they just sort of stumble away down the alley.
She blinks a little shocked because it's usually not that easy. She was fully expecting a fight and was thinking, "Oh man, I haven't had a chance to cast increased reflexes yet." But she just kind of watches them go until they're out of sight and is kind of thinking like, in case they bring friends back, maybe I should find another place to sleep. Then she like kind of remembers the pixies. Is it more than one pixie?
There are two.
There are two.
And one of them says, "Thanks."
She just kind of gives him a shrug and turns to head out down the alley and find a new place to sleep.
And as you turn around, you see there's a third pixie, sort of leaning against the wall, very casually. Says, so she says, "Nice moves. You looking for work?"
At the nice moves, like she's like kind of makes a face 'cause she's like, I didn't do anything. um, but when at the offer of work, she kind of tilts her head and her ears perk up as she says, "What do you have in mind?"
That's the look I'm interested in. Name's Trouble. And you are?
You can call me Curie.
Ask me your comm code. There's always work for someone with talent.
She kind of thinks about it and blinks. She does send it, but she'll comment, "I'm looking for work, not trouble."
Well, frequently one comes with the other.
Fair
At least the
enough.
stuff you get paid for.
All right, well.
You'll be less happy when you meet toil then.
Ugh. She groans at the wordplay and she says, "Just leave double and bubble at home."
Ah, fair enough. Be seeing you then. And she sort of inches past you to go collect the other two, her two friends apparently.
I don't
And
even wait with my charisma of 2. I'm not known for being very friendly, so I just start walking away.
okay.
No goodbyes.
All right. So we pick up 2 days ago. Last week. And it might have been a 5 o'clock shadow when the suit was first put on. So here we pick up with Material Girl at the Soy Bucks. Who is Material Girl, and why is she here today?
Material is elf cat burglar, a former child star about 15 years ago. Fans of J-pop or kawaii metal might recognize her from her one hit in a one-hit wonder band. Didn't quite have the talent to sustain a musical career, so turned to art thievery and jewel thievery to keep paying for the lifestyle she's accustomed to. But that recently came to an end when Lone Star caught her dead to rights stealing the fabled Kardashian diamond. But her Horizon corporate links kept her from being prosecuted, but was blackballed. So, and she'll never work in the music industry again, and too much heat to keep being a burglar. So she's been putting feelers out lately, hoping to find work as a covert ops Shadowrunner. She's in this particular soy bucks because of the higher end clientele. They don't have polyester seats that she's allergic to the fabric, so she doesn't want to be in a place that caters to the sinless. And she would wrinkle her nose at the scruffy, filthy gnome as he clearly stands out in a place like this. Kind of expecting her name to be given wrong by the underskilled and overpaid baristas, but she's used to it because she's got a very long given name, Laurel Esthana.
Yeah, so sure enough, that name is completely butchered. That's the name you give.
It would be.
Okay.
Kind of a glimmer of hope that somebody looks over in adoration, but as usual, nobody does. But yeah, come up and get my drink.
Yeah, so you get your drink, and you also see. So as you're starting to come up, you hear through your cyber ears this conversation that's going on between. Basically, the gnome is giving his order. He got in line like everybody else. He placed an order. Tall hot chocolate with almond milk for Redstone. And by the time you get to the counter to pick up yours, the barista's also placed the cup labeled Redstone on the counter. And it's at this point you realize, they didn't make a drink for him. They just pulled something from under the counter. And so you reach for yours.
Yeah.
You're pretty sure they made yours to order.
Well, I will take mine back to a chair and keep an eye on the gnome because it seems like something is up with him.
Yeah, so sure enough, he sort of makes his way around, and by the time he gets there, it's been a couple of minutes, and he goes to pick up the small cup labeled Redstone, and he sort of wrinkles his nose at it. He almost gets to take a drink, and you can see he's kind of twitching at this point. He almost flips out. Basically, he starts to say a little too loud, this isn't hot, and it's certainly not chocolate. You, barista. And you notice the barista behind the counter is completely ignoring him. So he repeats it a little bit louder. This isn't hot and it's not chocolate. And eventually he flings the cup across the counter and smacks her in the across the shoulder. And of course the cup bursts. And you can tell, sure enough, it doesn't have that sort of thickness of good hot chocolate. It looks more like weak coffee. And he barely breaks stride. He throws it, and he's on his way out the door.
Okay. Well, maybe for the best for it, because that's the kind of thing that'll draw a security response in this part of town.
And then you see the barista sort of excuses herself to go clean myself up.
Okay. That was certainly weird.
And you're sort of sitting around. You nurse your coffee, or is it coffee? Is it?
Oh, I personally have never set foot inside a Starbucks, and I'm proud of it. But this character would be the kind who would have the most obnoxious or imaginable. So, like a triple venti frappe extra soy cream. I don't even know how to make it sound
With four
accurate.
pumps and
Yes, yes,
yeah,
not or like 3.5, not 4, not 3, 3.5.
precisely 3.5. All right. So I mean, it's a soy bucks, and they got your order a little wrong because it was very complicated.
I might have thrown it at him, but now that I see how it looks when somebody does it, I'm having second thoughts about my life choices.
You found a dark mirror there. Um, and you also see that it's probably just because they're not paying attention to anyone. I mean, they paid a little bit of attention to you. They paid no attention to the gnome. And by now, it's sort of as you're choking this down, you're realizing that barista has not come back.
Did she seem like crying, ready to quit, or
No. Um,
can I
she,
hear
she
her? Let me toggle on my select sound filters to move the chatter in the soy bucks and see if I can't pick her up talking in the back.
All right. So you toggle up your sound filter, and it's at that point you notice that the barista is no longer on the premises. You sort of listen for a while. You don't hear a voice. You don't hear anyone in the bathroom, which is where she would have gone to clean up. And you're sort of replaying it in your mind, and you realize she didn't go to the bathroom. She ducked out the back door.
All right. Well, whatever that was seems to have been a bit of theater, which has piqued my interest. And one thing I am is nosy, so I'll saunter out the front. No one out the front, right?
Um, I mean, you see people sort of filtering in and out, like the
Or,
tourists are coming in, the people are
or
coming in to buy stuff. They're filtering out.
when the gnome left, he went out the front door.
He went to the front door.
I'll head out and see if I can't pick him up again. See if
Okay.
he's up to something odd.
So you see that it's just as you're starting to look, you see the gnome at the door at the driver's side door to a Range Rover, and he reaches to get in and apparently decides better of it and walks away. And you see the barista in a car about a half block down the street, and she's watching.
Watching the gnome or watching
What
me?
appears to be watching the gnome.
Okay.
And with that strange encounter, we will proceed to the next strange encounter. 3 hours ago. So 3 hours ago, we come into a stuffer shack. It's late night, but not. Well, no, it's not. It's early morning. So you're getting like it's the end of the breakfast rush. You only have, so we have Nova, who is here tending the counter. You see a disheveled gnome burst through the doors, grabs a basket, and just goes down the aisles, just sort of sweeping food off the shelf into his basket. Goes around to the freezer section, grabs like the ultra big stuffed shack burrito, and makes his way to the food warmer. And he's twitching. He's very frustratingly trying to open the packaging, not being successful. Pushing buttons on the food warmer, and eventually he grabs the door, and the orc behind him says, "You gotta open that first." So, who is Nova? Why is she here, and why is this gnome her problem?
She wishes she wasn't here at this point. Nova is a disgruntled Stuffer Shack employee. She is in her young adult years, doesn't really know what she's doing. She met a boy one time, and he took her on a run, and that didn't go well. He didn't make it. So she was like, "Oh, well, that was pretty cool anyway." So she just kind of tries to pick up jobs, but mostly she's unsuccessful, and Till kept her Stuffer Shack job. And taking a look at this guy, she gets up and walks over after she heard the other customer speak to him. She takes out her knife and just kind of holds her hand out and says, "Give me the burrito."
Okay. He hands you the burrito.
With the knife,
trying to stay clear of the knife.
With the knife, she just taps her name tag that says, "Bye, my name is Nova." And she opens the package for him and hands it back and says, "Did you know that burritos were probably invented during the Mexican Revolution in the 1910s? It's just a theory."
What a strange piece of trivia. You must know a lot of stuff.
I got time.
So he throws it into the food warmer, doesn't really care about its orientation. He just sort of throws it in, slams the door, and pushes a couple of buttons. And you see it's going. You're pretty sure it's the wrong setting. But he says, while I have you here, and you know things.
Look, man, if you make a mess in this microwave, you gotta clean it before you leave the store.
Yes. But since you know things more than the bye, my name is Nova?
Yeah, bye. And she walks away and goes to the counter.
So he follows you to the
counter. Reading magazines.
He follows you to the counter, and of course the counter is like this to him. And he sort of slams something on the counter. I mean, as best he can, he's doing this sort of thing, and says, "Can you tell me where to go for this?" And he removes his hand from it, and you see there's a chip there. It's kind of like a poker chip, but you recognize it in the shadows as a favor chip. And it's marked for toil. And you've heard of toil. Toil is a fixer you would like to work for, because the people who work for toil don't have to have jobs in the Stuffer Shack.
I pick it up and put it in my pocket. And I say, "Yeah, no problem. Give me 5 minutes to close up."
Okay. Hey, and it sort of goes back to the micro to the food warmer, and by then, you got a step stool somewhere around here? And he's making your closing time go from 5 minutes to more like 10 or 15 minutes as he pulls stuff out from like between the counters and the cabinets and stuff. He finds that sort of folding step stool, steps up on it, grabs some paper towels, and is wiping the microwave because the stuffed shack burrito has failed.
Mm.
And it has failed all over the food warmer.
That's a shame for the next shift. All right, well, I go ahead and close up my drawer and wait for the next employee to come in. And then I turn in my drawer and leave. I go
Okay.
stand outside and wait for the gnome.
He's not far behind. As soon as he sees you have left, he comes outside.
So, what's your name?
Redstone. You can call me Dorzu.
Okay, Zoo. All right, well, let's get going.
It's Dorzu.
Whatever you say.
All right. So you guys go wandering toward the next stop. So about an hour later, we're rapidly approaching the present day, the present time. The Seattle Underground was once the remains of the Great Seattle Fire of 1889. But in the shiny dystopian future 2 centuries later, the underground's been expanded and lived in for decades. Under downtown Seattle is a sprawling catacomb of shops and residences known as the Mall. And just outside the relative safety of the mall is a club. Areola 51 is ostensibly a gentleman's club, themed with 1950s and 60s paraphernalia, and worked by waitstaff wearing form-fitting Roswell-style alien costumes. The lunch crowd currently consists of a giant who's passed out from the previous night. He's not really getting lunch per se. Rather, they have him hooked up to a med kit. Essentially, I mean, it looks like he's too big for any 3 people to move, so they just left him where he fell. And then the other feature in the room is a singer up top playing some kind of folksy music on an acoustic guitar for the lunch crowd. So who is Violet? And what is she playing right now?
So Violet is playing right now a work in progress called Stuffer Shack Sweethearts. It doesn't seem to be getting a whole lot of traction, but she's working on reworking the lyrics, and hopefully that'll help.
All right, and who is Violet?
Violet is a former Horizon kid, and she's out in Seattle for reasons maybe unknown exactly to her, but she definitely is trying to make her way and up her Seattle Horizon hip score, which is the Horizon social media. And so she's trying to get her brand going, but it's slow going, being outside of the corp right now. And she sings country style songs, and she's got a blue acoustic guitar.
Okay. So you're playing Stuffer Shack Sweethearts. That's the name of the song?
That is the current working title, yes.
Okay. So you're playing Stuffer Shack Sweethearts when you see a Stuffer Shack employee walk in, followed very closely by a very disheveled gnome. And they sort of sit down. They sit down at a table, and as you play Stufferjack Sweethearts. It's all feeling very real now. Why don't you go ahead and make what is the first roll of our campaign? Make a performance test, please.
All right. I got 9 hits on my performance test,
Okay.
and my dice pool of 15.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah, so pretty much by the time they sit down, you see the gnome is sort of tapping his feet on the floor. He found the lowest chair he could, and he sort of you can't tell if it's like full on tapping or if it's like he's swinging his feet, and occasionally they touch the floor. But it seems like he's enjoying the music. He does seem very sketchy, though. And you see Toil make an appearance. Sort of steps out from behind the bar. Toil is a large Formorian, which is a troll meta variant. And Toil sort of laughs. Well, it appears music can calm the savage gnome. And
I'm glad somebody likes it.
Ooh, you like this?
what?
I mean, I get it. The beat's good, but have you heard these lyrics? I would never date my coworkers. I wouldn't date me.
Oh yeah, this song's about you.
No. Sure. Mm-hmm. Yep.
You've been here before. That's awesome. Where are we again?
We're where you need to be, and I take the little coin out of my pocket and I put it down.
Okay. So at that point, you see Toil comes over to the table. May I see it? He goes to pick it up. He flips it back over his shoulder, and as soon as it like arcs above his shoulder, a pixie comes over and takes it. The pixie you also recognize as Trouble. Trouble scans the coin. It's real, boss. At that point, Toil motions to Violet to come on down.
And she leans into the microphone and she says, "Y'all, I'm just going to take a little break. I'll be right back. Tip your waiters."
You do see a couple of people in the lunch crowd. And so you come down, and he motions for you to have a seat next to the gnome. And he looks to you, Nova, and you are.
Hi, I'm Nova. I brought him here.
So let me make a couple of calls. I think you know how to use a med kit.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. He pulls up a med kit. Hook him up to it. I think he's on some stuff.
Okay.
And you look over, and by now the gnome is unconscious. Sort of curled up in the chair. And Toil goes off. ostensibly to make a few phone calls. And then once he sees that you've hooked up the gnome to the med kit, he motions for the two of you to come over. He says, "This is definitely a recruitment special. I mean, I don't know where he got this or how, but I need you guys to look into this. You're going to need a mage, and I think I know another person to help out." Yeah. Trouble, you mentioned you ran into a mage recently, right? Yeah, boss, already texted her. Excellent. So if you guys will wait, we're gonna have everybody show up, and we're gonna find out what's going on here. And so with that, we come to the present time. So by then, Curie has been texted by Trouble saying, "Hey, I got work for you. Come to Areola 51." And Material Girl, you get a call from Toil saying, "Hey, I got some work for you."
That is wonderful. I am hoping for a call just like this one.
Excellent. Meet as soon as you can get here at Areola 51. All right, so the all of you gather at the table in the club, and Toil says, "The gnome over there," and he points to a disheveled gnome whom Material Girl recognizes.
Is it the exact same?
It is the same gnome.
But it's the exact same suit too.
It is the same suit. And he is probably not shaved anymore since the last time you saw him either.
Praise Ghost for not having olfactory augmentation.
But he is hooked up to a med kit, and he is sleeping or unconscious. And so Toil says, "That gnome had this. I owe him a favor. And so I need you guys to figure out what's going on with him."
Are we doing this as a favor?
Well, I'm doing as the favor I owe, but there's money to be had. I can offer, let's say, 4,000 each for it.
I look around the table, trying to identify which one of my companions is going to be the one that goes, "Actually."
I also check the vibe of the table.
Well, when it comes to money, I am not shy about speaking up. So unless somebody cuts me off, I'm going to say, well, 5 sounds a lot better. It's a nice round number.
All right, go ahead and make a negotiation test.
Pardon me while I play with the Roll20 sheet. This is going to be the first time I used it.
And I'm going to give you an edge for this.
I will take it.
Because you already have a sense that the toil owes a favor, and so this is a job that needs to get done.
I think that worked.
Okay.
I don't know what I got, but it sounded like something happened.
It's a
Let's see.
3.
3 hits in the window. All right. I mean, I always knew you were going to cost me money. 5 it is. I think you got a lot of legwork ahead of you, though, because, I mean, I don't know who this guy is.
So these tokens, if anybody has one and hands it to you, you do them a favor? Is that what this means?
Yeah, it's a currency that's not money.
And you didn't give it to him?
It's possible that, I mean, I gave it to someone else. That's for certain
Right.
because it's genuine. It's possible that someone else owed somebody a favor and paid it forward, so to speak. It happens every once in a while. I'm a little insulted though, because I mean, usually people keep the chips that I give them.
I mean, I'll take it back if it'll make you feel better.
I like you.
Thanks.
Is there, you said it's legitimate, like a serial number, some way to identify it? Track who could have given it to him by those means, perhaps?
You get a decker, you might be able to do that.
So, just so I'm clear, Mr. Toyle, you are asking us for 5,000 new yen apiece to just figure out what's going on with this gentleman?
Yeah, because if he's desperate enough to hand in a chip, there's something going on.
Are we responsible for him in the meantime, or take care of him?
I mean, I'm not going to take care of him. I mean, I've hired you to do that. And you're probably going to have to question him anyway, once he wakes up.
All right.
So figure out what's wrong, what his issue is, and then solve that issue.
Solve his problem.
If it ends up being a larger problem than we anticipate up front, I'm certain you would be willing to compensate us additionally and accordingly.
If it ends up being a bigger favor, yeah, we'll have to work something out. Let's hope it's a relatively small favor. But 20,000 new yen buys a fair amount of problem solving.
Yeah, let's I'm down for it, so the rest of you?
I'm in.
I'm in for 5,000 new yen.
I'm always looking to make new friends.
Done and done. So with that, we'll go to a quick 5-minute break. When we come back, we'll begin the runner's investigation. And welcome back. We have just negotiated our team of runners' first job. now they kind of have to figure out what that job actually entails. All they have so far is this disheveled gnome who is acting very sketchy until he's now asleep, hooked up to a med kit. But he had a favor chip for Toil. So Toil has hired you to figure out and solve this gnome's problem.
I would like to ask Toil if this club is a friendly place, or can we not use it?
What do you mean by friendly place? I mean, everybody's friendly here.
Is it your place?
I own a piece of it. I own enough of it that is friendly.
Can we make use of the manager's office while we this guy rather than out here?
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be fine.
I don't move
Awesome.
to pick him up. I'll let somebody else do that.
I get up. Awesome.
Okay.
I've handled a thief in the store before. I know how to get information. And I go to pick him up.
Okay.
And then I take him to the manager's office.
So you pick him up, and he's sort of.
Mm-hmm. And then I shake him, trying to wake him up.
Well, before you wake him up, let's rifle his pockets so he doesn't object.
I turn him upside down and I shake him.
I don't know that that's a very dignified way to treat someone who's going to be making some money for us.
Well, he's not a really dignified person.
And yet, that's what happens. Okay. So you turn him upside down and shake him. Out of his pockets fly a few things. There's a respirator. So in the time of, acid rain and pollution, you have he has a face mask. He has a little bottle, little pill bottle labeled Psyche. His glasses fall off. He was wearing glasses. His comlink flies out of his pocket. And his holdout pistol falls out of its holster onto the floor.
Yeah, but that's like a big gun in his hands.
Yeah, it's, a holdout pistol for a human. This is a heavy pistol for a gnome. You recognize it as a cult secret agent. It is under normal circumstances, it's very concealable, and it does not get picked up in mad scanners.
And does he wake up being shaken upside down?
It takes quite a bit of shaking to wake him up. But unhand me this instant.
I lay him down on the desk. That's probably in there.
Oh.
Hey, Zoo. Good morning. Yep, that sounds about right.
So you know this person? Ask him. Nova is the one who's just saying that.
Yep.
Yeah, so.
Yeah,
Looks like know him.
I don't know him. He came into the store and blew up a burrito and asked me to bring him here.
All right, well, you're here.
Yeah.
What's your problem?
There are people trying to mess with my life.
Can you be more specific?
Like a Shadowrunner team.
Drummer.
He sort of swings his legs up, so he's sort of sitting up on the desk with his feet over the edge. Yeah, I mean, look at the comm link. It's not working right. There are people following me. Man,
So
I think I've been drugged.
Yeah?
Your
And somebody's
comlink is broken, and therefore someone's following you.
Was he hooked up to the
Yeah.
med kit or not?
Well, he's not anymore, but he was at one point.
Could we look at the med kit readings and see if there's like a blood
Oh,
readout or
sure. Yeah.
anything?
Yeah. You can go out and pick up the med kit. It's still there. And yeah, so the readout is that he is coming down from. Oh, let's see here. What do I have here? He has recently taken doses of Long Haul, Bliss, Cram, Jazz, and Nova Coke.
I'm sure
He is
they're after him.
He is the whole cocktail.
Okay.
In amounts that normally would be dangerous.
So are these recreational habits or what's going on with that? Point out the readings to him.
I don't take any of that stuff.
Mm.
I
Did at least
picked-
once.
I picked the bottle up that Nova shook out of him and open it to see if there's like a mixture of pills inside.
I take the psyche, he says. And yeah, you probably recognize the psyche pills. They're in fairly common use among mages, academics, and so forth.
Just seeing if it had supplemental pills.
Or
Yeah,
or if
you don't see anything supplemental in there.
Okay.
It appears to be just psyche.
So, Zoo, we go back a few hours now.
What time is it? What day is it?
It's Thursday at
Yeah,
like
it's a Thursday.
4 p.m. But
Yeah.
yeah, so okay, who gave you the token?
I got that about a month ago. There was a guy came in and asked for some help decrypting a file.
Oh.
and is that why you wanted to come here to turn that chip in?
I mean, he said if I ever got in trouble, to turn the chip in, and I'm in trouble.
Can you tell me more about the guy? Like, what he looked like, or his name?
More about these people after you.
He only introduced himself as Mike.
Mike.
He was a human male. Looked kind. I mean, he was dressed like every other grad student.
Dressed like just he had clothes on.
T-shirt, jeans, sneakers.
Okay, casual. All right.
This guy had a hoodie on. No, it was the one of the rain cloaks.
During the course of our conversation, I want to make sure I'm recording his voice well enough to get a good voice print, so I can imitate it in case I want to. What does he know about the people who are after him?
Yeah.
I mean,
tell us about this Shadowrunner team.
They've been in my place. Can't put a finger on how I know that, but I know they've been in my place.
What's your place?
My apartment. That was about 2 weeks ago, and I think that's when it started. That's when it all started. I think I started feeling weird. And that burrito really helped me out.
Yeah, it really cleanses.
Well, if it's really people after you, not just paranoid for a bunch of drug use. Would you mind if we go to your place, maybe look around and see if they mess with your food? And that's how you got all these drugs in your system.
Yeah. Yeah, we can
Could
do
it-
that.
Could have potentially messed with his prescription too.
Yeah, I think maybe we should take one of these pills and have it tested to make sure it's really psyche.
All right. Well, does anyone have a way to get drums
Uh,
tested?
How hard could it be?
You're right. Why don't you take one and we'll see what happens?
I dropped out of school. I don't know.
So that's one thing you could do if somebody has the biotech skill and is comfortable
Yeah.
enough to use it. The med kit can be used as a biotech kit.
Failing that, we probably, between all of us, somebody knows somebody.
I have biotech kind of. I have a good logic though, so I could try it.
Well, why don't you do it while we got the med kit?
Ugh. All right, I crack open one of the pills and start playing with the powder, and
Okay. So you'll get an edge for the med kit.
okay. Here we go. Four hits. I'm good at science.
Told you it wouldn't be hard.
Yeah, so oddly enough, this is just psyche.
One mystery solved.
Well, 2, we know who gave him the chip.
And the pill bottle does have a prescription label on it.
Okay.
Does the prescription label have a name or an address?
For who filled it?
Or who
Yeah.
it belongs to?
So it is prescribed to a Dorzu Redstone.
Nova, did you and Dorzu walk here?
Yeah, do you think I can afford a car? Or bus ticket?
How far is your place, Dorzu?
That's over in, where are we?
The underground.
You'll have to be more specific.
We're at Areola 51.
It's not too far from the burrito.
Does the burrito...
Are we walking there?
He must live near my job.
Is that what he means by the burrito?
Probably.
Yeah. So it's across the way in Bellevue, but just across the way.
Well, it sounds like we're walking.
I mean, can we hail a cab?
I mean,
I
you
don't-
got cab money?
He sort of jumps down and goes to pick up his comm link. Hang on a second, and he flips it over, and you see as he flips it over, it's been modified. He's actually put in a hard switch for it. So he flips the switch and flips it back, and apparently it's forcing it's a power cycle. The whole thing is rebooting, and eventually comes up. And he opens his SIN, and he's got some money to pay for cab fare. It's like, yeah, I'm good.
All right. Well,
And he
if you've
puts
got
his
cab
glasses.
money,
Put
So
it
we'll need a
on
larger cab.
Do you
Well,
have
I
a-
don't do public transportation. Unfortunately, I can't take all of us on a motorcycle.
I mean, the cab's
Well,
not
if you've
public.
got your own,
We're paying for it.
Right.
Okay.
I whispered to Zoo.
Oh, yeah, I
They
do need
were
a
a
shower.
referral.
He sort
So-
of looks
so-
he looks at each of you and sniffs himself, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, I need a shower."
how about as well, if you're paying for a cab, can you put the funds on a cred stick so it's not traceable? If you're spending money and someone is in fact tracking you, anything tied to you with transactions they can trace and find where we're going.
Well, presumably, if
Yeah,
we've
so
already
let's.
been in his place, they already know where his place is.
They know where he lives, but they don't know where he is now if they're hunting him.
Yeah.
Presumably.
Oh, and
Got it.
he's sort of looking around like he's looking at a whole bunch of screens around him, and he's like, so we're in the underground. Let's go topside, and I'll get a cred stick.
I've got one you can use.
And how far away is this from downtown? The soy bucks? Is it the same kind of a neighborhood, or it's far
Yeah, the soy box you were at was in the same kind of neighborhood. It was a little bit south of it, though.
All right. Well, I will share that I do remember seeing this guy 3 days ago, and somebody was checking him out. That's a potential lead.
He looks around. Is the gun still on the floor?
Yeah.
Probably. Nobody
Okay,
seemed to
he
fit it.
picks it up, checks, and sees that there's ammo in it, and stuffs it back in his coat.
Right. Well,
Glasses on.
let's.
So I guess we
Make our
walk a little
way.
bit.
Is anybody particularly good with electronics and wants to see if there's anything on his comlink?
I might have a bug scanner.
I know someone, I'm not good myself, but also could we just ask our friend to unlock his comm link so we can take a look?
No, I mean, I mean for to see if there's a bug or anything that we can't easily identify by looking at his data.
I think if we leave it turned off, it'll be.
I mean, that's fine too, but I'd like to know if it's bugged, because then maybe that gives us information to give to a decker or a hacker or something.
All right. So apparently, I did not buy a bug scanner, so
Uh-oh.
maybe we can pick one up.
All right.
Happy to call my friend if y'all need me to. Just let me know what you want to do.
Well,
Let's
let's head to
wait.
his place.
Let's start there. Yeah.
So apologies. We have a bit of a walk, and it's going to be. I mean, I'm slow.
I thought you were paying for a taxi.
Or a ride share.
Yeah. Let's. Okay. Yeah. Let's do that, and we'll make a pit stop, and I'll get a cred stick, and. But wait a minute. I thought you didn't want me to spend any money while I was here.
Nova there said that she had a cred stick. Is it the drugs? Is that what's stopping you from paying attention and understanding what's happening here?
I have middle lifestyle. Is that going to cover a ride share?
Yeah, that middle lifestyle would cover a ride share.
All right, I'll call one. That way we don't have to worry about him doing it. I'm just not going to ride it. I'll pay for you guys, and I'll recycle.
Cool. Sounds good. All right. Well, let's get going.
All right. So you all pile into the rideshare. Presumably, you tell them there are going to be 5 of you, so you're going to want a larger car. And the address he gives is in Bellevue. So it takes a little while to get over there.
During the painful silence of the ride, I would like to make a statement.
Okay.
Hey, did you guys know that according to the Guinness World Records in 2013, a person used their nipples to lift 71.87 pounds?
No, ma'am, that is not a fact that I knew.
Yeah. It's really weird to name a club Areola. Just was thinking about it.
Sorry, what do you do?
Work at Stuffer Shack.
No, I mean, what do you do that's useful?
What do you do that's useful?
I'll do my dancey between the fingers sparks.
I pull out my Aries and I just hold it right at her.
As long as something's useful.
So the vehicle pulls over. If there's going to be a fight, you got to step outside.
It's not a fight.
Takes 2 people to have a fight.
Yeah.
Aren't you on your motorcycle?
I am. But I got an ARC.
Okay, so you are not actually in the vehicle. Okay.
I am actually got to decide who to get in touch with. I think a fixer is probably a particularly good contact to get in touch with. See if they can arrange for a drone dash delivery bug scanner.
And Violet leans towards the driver in an appropriate distance kind of way and say, "They're just new friends. They're just jumpy as a cockroach in a frying pan. Don't you worry about it."
Did you know that roaches are thigmotropic?
I did not, and I still don't know what that means, so I still don't.
It means that they like to be touched. That's why they like to squeeze into small cracks and crevices.
Well, it's nice to know that roaches like hugs just like everyone else.
No, not everyone else.
So yes, your fixer does say the bug scanner's no problem. You can pay book price for that. That'll be fine.
All right. Hopefully, I'll have it by the time we get there.
And y'all's driver just sort of glances back a couple more times. Seems content that you're not going to kill each other in his vehicle, and starts driving again. And then it's a very uncomfortable silence all the way there.
Did you know that taxi cabs were invented in 1897?
No, it was so much more comfortable when there was not talking. So we make it eventually after.
Yeah, so you arrive at a 26-story apartment building, and you guys get out, and Dorzu's leading the way. He does one more sort of power cycle using his homemade power switch. It's not unlike taking an iPhone, breaking into it, and installing a mechanical switch on it.
What happened to your phone?
It keeps getting hacked. Somebody's got some. I tell you, since that latest OS patch, it's been incredibly vulnerable.
What do you do, Redstone?
I'm a professor at UW. Physics.
I think slightly
And-
higher of him now.
People are bothering you in your apartment and not at the campus.
It might be because of my work. I mean, there's no other reason why people would. I mean, why anybody else would want me.
Are you doing any specifically sensitive research or?
I'm working, and when I get done with it, it's going to be big.
Working on.
Have you heard of quasi-resonant precognition?
Of course, I have.
Go and make a contest.
I like knowing all the things.
Let me see what knowledge skills you have. See if I can grant you
History. English, Latin.
Nope.
You know the root words in some of those words.
I could make a guess of what it's about. All right, I don't have deception. I don't usually lie. So
Okay.
charisma. Here's my 2 dice. Or no, it's intelligence, or is it
Charisma.
logic rather?
You can do a logic test.
All right, I have 5 dice for that. I'll risk it for the biscuit. How'd I do? 2.
All right. So you've read my papers. That's great. And he starts rattling off a whole bunch of very technical jargon that you have no idea about.
I had him off. I asked him, so why do you think people are coming into your home? Well, like specifically, what makes you think that?
I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. I just know somebody's been there.
Something's been moved.
And so by then he's let you guys in, and you guys.
Before he lets us in, I was gonna astrally. Swing around.
Okay.
Make sure there's nothing in there with a gun pointed toward the door or that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna just before we leave the ride share, he's talking about his stuff, which I'm actually interested in, but still I lean back and my body just goes limp.
You totally doze off.
He's a college professor. He's probably used to it.
Yeah, and the other 2 of you in the vehicle, he goes on talking as if nothing had happened, as if students fall asleep in his class all the time.
Yep.
And whatever he's saying is still going to be on the exam.
So in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and I assume we had gotten the address and apartment number, so I'm going to zip on up there. If I need to kind of get directions of where I'm going, I'll kind of briefly manifest here and there, like within the walls, and poke my head out to be like, that's room number 1220, so I'm going that way, kind of thing. Yeah, so I'm going to scope out his place.
Okay, so he has a... I know I'd written it here somewhere, but that's okay. Oh, he lives in a room in apartment 906.
Okay. Well, if I was on the 12th floor, I need to go back down 3.
Yep.
Overshot that.
And it's a pretty nice 2-bedroom apartment that you can tell. I mean, he basically lives in. He doesn't live in the second bedroom. The second bedroom is sort of storage, and he kind of lives in there's like a main space that he lives in, and there's a bedroom. Go ahead and make an astral test.
You got it. Oof, only 1. I've got lots of edge to spend. Let's do some edge. What did I roll? Do I want to move some of those to a? I have 2 4s. Could I spend edge to move, or 3 4s? Could I spend edge to move some of those to 5s?
Let's see. You can.
All right. So I think is it 1 edge?
It's 2
each?
per.
2 per.
2
All right.
per.
So I'm going to go ahead and do. I'm just taking a quick look. So I'm just going to spend 2 edge for now,
Okay.
and get that to a 2. I feel decent about a 2.
It's about a 2. All right.
At least, like, I'm not going to miss someone standing in the living room, right? Like,
Right. That's entirely true. Yeah. So you go through here, and it's I mean, it's a place that's been lived in, so it's not like totally sterile. You find that I mean, as you leave your body, you sort of incidentally sense him. So I'll give you this as well, as you incidentally sense him on your way out. He is mundane, and he has aluminum bone lacing.
Cool. Okay.
So he's got sort of dark linings to his skeletal structure.
Yep, he can take a punch better than I can.
And then you sort of zip up and you find the apartment. You do find there are sections of the building that are warded, but the whole building is not.
Interesting.
And 906 is not warded. And what you can see without actually getting too close is that there are individual apartments that people have warded.
There's mages, yeah.
Yeah. This is not one. You don't see any wards. You do, however, as you enter, you don't see any life forms in here. You do see, however, some residue, and up in one of the corners in the living space, where there would have been a watcher.
Ooh. If I see that, I want to go ahead and go a little deeper. I have astral signatures.
Okay.
So I'm going to roll for that.
And you can take 1 edge for that.
Ooh,
for the
okay.
previous sensing.
Cool, and I just rolled another 1 with my 11 dice.
That's awesome.
Welcome back to Shadowrunners, Sarah. You know what? Screw it. I like, now that I'm onto something, you gave me that 1, but I am going to spend it. Is it 5 to roll all your failures? Or is it 4? 4? Oh, yeah, we're doing that. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, it is 4 edge to reroll all your fails.
Dice. And then I'm going to roll 10d6. Oop. I think I did that wrong, but that's okay. Let's see what happens. All right, that's 5 more hits.
Oh, that's very nice.
So now I'm at 6.
That is very nice. Okay.
I feel much more confident now. I'm like, yeah. What is that? Oh, I got something in my eyes. What is that?
Yeah, so you're sort of scanning around. You do definitely see it's no longer there, but it's the residue of when it was there. It's the Watcher ritual where you summon a. It's like a spirit, but a weaker version of it. It basically is there to just scout, and it's aptly named. It's a Watcher. Mm-hmm. And let's see. It would have been a fairly weak one, maybe force 2 or 3.
Is it tied to an aura or anything where I could sense like, okay, this is this flavor of mage. Maybe I'll come across that another time.
Yeah, since you rolled a total of 6 hits, you get to know all the things.
All the things. Tell me everything about this Watcher.
As I see on the incensing table, it only goes up to 5+.
Yay!
So this Watcher spirit, you're sort of piecing together what would have been the aura when it was around. And you haven't really seen, you've seen things like this from the shamanic traditions. It looks to be in the shape of a gecko or a frog.
Hmm.
You see the frog that sort of clings to the wall with the really big eyes. That's what you get from it. And you do catch there is definitely an astral signature because it's due to a ritual. It doesn't let you trace it back to the person, but you might be able to recognize it again if you saw it again.
Yeah, it's like that whiff of cologne where it's like,
yeah,
I've seen this before. Okay, cool. But the Watchers
and you
Go
get
ahead.
the sense that this has been repeatedly summoned here.
Oh no.
Or summoned and sent here, and that's you're probably about. It's been fairly cyclical, and you're probably about 3 hours out from the next arrival if it keeps on schedule.
Okay. Well, just to make sure, since there's not something here right now, I do want to check the rest of the rooms a little more deeply, and also the front door, and make sure that there's not something like waiting for him to show up and open up or whatever.
Okay. Yeah. So the rest of the apartment comes up safe.
Okay.
Um.
Then I'll go from my sleepy time to straight up and be like, there's a Watcher spirit that's been summoned repeatedly. It's not there now. We probably have about 3 hours until the next one shows up. So the coast is clear magically for now.
So they have been in my place. I knew it.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Plan, get you a shower and maybe a grab bag so you can leave and not have the same suit all the time.
Yeah, shower. You also, when you wake up, Curie, the inbox in your comlink has a whole bunch of academic papers in it.
I'm actually very excited about that.
Leading up to about
I don't hate this guy, and that's surprising.
and you can tell that those papers sort of end about 8 or 10 years ago.
As in like this, he hasn't.
He hasn't published anything in about 8 years.
Oh, okay, all right. So you guys are gonna have to stop me to keep this moving. So why did you stop? Why hasn't anything new come out? Tell me more.
Oh, my research is so bleeding edge that none of those idiots can follow it. And of course they're not going to publish it because it makes them look bad.
You're not doing corporate research that's under confidentiality clause?
Absolutely not.
Well,
MCT funded some research, like 25 years ago. Something like that would have been their last funding.
And how long do you feel like you've been followed?
Only the last couple of weeks.
So have you been on any Matrix forums, hosts, anything talking about your research and where it's been leading?
I did send, since we're on the research track, I did send a paper out to the journals for review about 2 months ago.
Might be something to check out again once we have access to Adeka.
And once I've had a shower.
Right. I won't
I
ask you
wanna-
questions in there.
When we go up to his place, I want to check out his, see if the signs of it being, picked through before
Okay.
I touch it.
Yeah. So if all of you are going up, I mean, you can't wait in the car because the car is not going to wait for you.
Yes, I get out of the vehicle and go in.
Is this a decent neighborhood, or?
It's a decent neighborhood.
All right, I'll direct my bike into the parking garage then.
Okay. Yeah, it's got a nice parking garage. The building bills itself as luxury apartments. But you, of all people, know they slapped that luxury word on a lot of stuff.
Beggars can't be choosers right now. I haven't made it big again yet.
So you guys go right on in.
Oh, I want to make sure the lock hasn't been messed with.
Okay. Yeah, so you get up to 906. Go ahead and make a either perception or engineering.
Oh, I've got lock picking as a
Lock picking it is.
yeah, and I have security systems as a knowledge skill.
I'll give you an edge for that.
I will take an edge for that.
Okay. So you look it over and oof.
Yeah, I'm not trying to pick it. I just want to see signs that it has.
Yeah. You do not see any signs that it's been picked.
Okay.
No signs of forced entry in the door either.
Yeah, doesn't mean they didn't pop it with a matrix command. So, okay.
So he cycles the power on his comm link again and uses his SIN to pop the lock.
Why don't you just leave your comm link off rather than on and off all the time?
Well, I mean, I have to broadcast my SIN to get into the apartment, but so then he flips it off again.
Yeah. Why don't you just leave it?
Good idea. But oh. So you get the sense that this is a person who is thinking for the very first time about not having a SIN.
Welcome to the shadows.
I mean, this is fully what you expect, Curie, from an academic. This is a person who is deeply ingrained in his SIN, as the case may be.
Well, let's look through his
through the apartment.
look through his kitchen and his medicine cabinet, see if there's any signs that his stuff has been.
So go ahead and make perception. Each of you can go ahead and make a perception test.
And Violet's going to steer him towards the bathroom because I'm sure that he's continuing to talk about his papers and stuff.
Yep.
Encourage him to go take a shower.
Okay.
Or why don't we do it as a teamwork so we work together?
A teamwork to get him in the shower? I'm not interested.
No, teamwork to look around for signs of. You know what I mean.
I rolled already, so I'm not sure if I helped that or not.
Yeah, sure. 1 hit.
All right. Well, if you guys want to help me, I'll take your hits as help.
There you go. You can have it.
Let's do that.
I'll give you 5 more.
Oh well. Well, I can't take that many. But why don't you roll 5? You have your 5 hit. We'll see what. How do you give bonus dice on this character sheet?
Turn on modifiers at the very top. And then click on perception, and then it should give you a little pop-up.
Bonus modifier. Just +4 dice. +4 hits. All right. So you got 5. I got 6 with the help.
Okay.
Yay! We have eyeballs.
Yeah, so you're sort of, as you sort of guide him toward the bathroom and do your scan of the apartment, you do find a couple of things. Because you have brought your lockpicking skill to bear previously, you do notice the soy paste dispenser has been tampered with.
Of all the ways to get something into someone else, toothpaste is the way to do it. I like
Well, this
that.
is the soy paste dispenser,
Yeah.
the food dispenser.
Oh! I thought you were talking like in the bathroom. It was like...
No, this is in the kitchen, the food dispenser.
Okay, that makes more sense. But I mean, I
Yeah,
like the toothpaste idea, and I'm going to use it sometime.
You get the sense that he's well off, but he's not wealthy enough to have like a constant supply of real food.
Like middle lifestyle.
His middle lifestyle. He has the soy paste dispenser with. He's got a fairly good supply of flavor dispensers, but it's soy and a little bit of krill. But you do sense that you do find the soy paste dispenser has been tampered with.
That's probably where he's getting the drugs from. But
and as you're sort of looking around, you also see. So he's got a balcony, so a balcony door, and on the balcony you see toward one end the railing has been scuffed.
Well, check out the glass, the whatever the door is for the balcony, because that's where they're coming in and out.
Yes.
And when when she points out the soy paste too, I'll get the med kit out and start sciencing.
Okay. Go ahead and make a biotech skill. And you said you have a med kit?
I believe so. Yes. If not, I will ask a friend.
If you can bring if you can bring a med kit to bear, you can have an edge for it.
Let's see. Gear. Where's my stuff?
Well, you've got analytical mind, so don't forget you get edge for that.
That's right. Yeah. If you, those of you who have analytical mind, be sure to add your. You get an edge for your logic rolls.
I'm so smart.
And there's more than one of you in this team with analytical mind.
It doesn't look like I have a med kit, so I will have to borrow one.
All right. You do get the edge for the analytical mind.
Okay.
Why didn't we bring the one we had brought that with?
You know what?
Mine.
You could have done that.
I just subtly box up someone else's med kit and take it with me.
Be aware, however, it does not have supplies.
Yeah.
Its supplies have run out, so you can't use it for healing until you recharge it.
You get those out of Stuffer Shack. That's
fine.
Okay.
You do notice the balcony door has been picked, possibly on several occasions.
Yeah.
I'll look around the bedroom, and I'm assuming that's where the bathroom is. Just after I make sure that he does what he says he's going to do, and go in to take a shower.
Yep. You do hear the shower running.
That's the best I can do.
I'm opening and closing cabinets and looking in the couch crevices.
Did a drone deliver that bug scanner yet?
Yeah. So the drone dash delivered pretty much as soon as you drove up to the apartment building.
Let's give the apartment. So.
Opening the cabinets, you do see he has a decent supply of we'll say supplemental stuffers. And looking in the freezer, he does have apparently the stuffed shack burrito that he was trying to open. That apparently is his favorite brand because he's got another half dozen of them in the freezer. He also has several bottles of decent whiskey at various stages of full, not full. And you do notice that it's mostly the lower cabinets that are filled. You go by and you open the upper cabinets are empty. Because this apartment was made for humans and not gnomes.
It's extra spacious.
Yeah.
I'd still store stuff up there that like you don't need, like seasonal blankets and clothing and like. It's just me. Okay.
All right. Well,
So you run the bug scanner through.
yeah, now I see why I didn't. You guys are going to like this. You ready for this roll?
Oh,
However, I get as a wireless bonus 2 automatic hits, so it's not a critical glitch.
It's just a regular.
you're stressing me out, Hal.
I told you
So
that.
actually, you were only rolling one die, so you got 2 automatic hits from.
A wireless bonus for bug scanners is you get 2 hits, and you don't need to win; you just need to tie.
Okay. So those 2 hits counterbalance the 1 die that you rolled, and it's not even a glitch anymore. And running it over, despite the terrible, terrible, terrible roll that I ordinarily would love,
well,
it does pick up a fairly wide variety of bugs.
Jesus.
There are listening devices. There are cameras.
All right,
throughout the place.
Yeah. All right. So what I wanted to do was leave him here and then ambush whoever comes in 3 hours, but they already know. So we need to, after he's done with his shower, just evacuate him somewhere. We probably ought to go check out his office sooner than later as well, because whoever's messing with him probably knows he's got protection now. So we got to figure out why they're messing with him, which is, it makes sense you'd want to extract him or steal his research, but that's apparently not what they're not doing. Or maybe they are. We just need to figure that out.
Yeah, it's surprising that this has been happening for weeks and they haven't made a move to either abduct or destroy.
With that realization that you've been monitored this entire investigation in this apartment, we'll leave you to sweat for that for 10 minutes while we go on break. And we'll be back and see what your next move is. And welcome back. We've just found out that the runners may possibly have been monitored during their investigation of Professor Redstone's apartment.
Yeah.
I believe there was a biotech role that was going to be done as well.
It was me. I did it.
You did it. Yes, that's right.
I got 2 hits.
I do see it there in the chat, in the Roll20 chat. Yeah, so you do find. Oh, let's see here. You don't find all of the drugs, but you do find You find doses of Long Haul, Bliss, and Cram laced into the soy system.
So, I'm not sure if there's another method or if we are, or if I just don't have the tools to find all of the drugs, but the soy paste is definitely
Yeah, his soy calf are at his office probably tampered with too. Might be the rest of the things are coming.
right. But there's no point in replacing it until we find the.
No, yeah, I was just lay an ambush here. That's clearly not going to work now. So we need to find a place to put him till we figure this out. Can we use the meat locker in your stuffer shack? Looking at Nova.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
So
I'm just
I do have a little question. Y'all are saying that we got people watching us.
we do now.
So might be thinking to not make plans where folks can hear you in case someone's listening now. I mean, if they are, I am available for parties if you're looking for an entertainer. But otherwise, if we're trying to keep someone safe, we may want to talk about it somewhere a bit more private.
Oh, then no, we can't put him in the meat locker.
And it's at that point
All right.
that
Well, I will message you.
it's at that
via
point that
email.
Violet, you hear behind you a massive croaking sound as a giant frog materializes behind you.
Nope, don't like that.
So this thing, I mean, it looks cute in the picture. It's a little red frog.
It is.
But in our imaginary Shadowrun world, this thing is about 1.5 meters tall.
So the same height as the pixies.
Larger than the pixies. The pixies were about a
Half
foot
a
and a half
meter.
tall. Yeah, half a
Okay.
meter. Yeah.
That's right.
Well, I
Did you
will
know that
send.
one of the smallest frogs is the Cuban tree toad? It grows to be half an inch long.
Well, before I
right.
see the frog, I will send off a message to. I don't. I think we skipped actually for introducing ourselves to each other. But,
Yeah, we did, but I didn't want to say like, so what do
Yeah.
you do in front of?
Uh,
That's why
yeah.
we found out in the vehicle.
Mhm.
Violet, I will send you a message in AR since you brought it up, saying that's exactly what I was doing, giving out false plans, and we'll do something else.
She sends back an oopsie emoji.
Yeah, well, that's
Well, if
now that there's a
also-
frog here, I think it's moved. So let's see.
Well,
what
and also, if there were cameras here that saw the Stuffer Shack uniform, like that's probably.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway,
As I try
a
to
frog
arrange things
appears.
here, a frog appears.
I assume we're rolling initiative.
Yeah, that's why I'm busily trying to put tokens on the board here.
Okay.
Great. Is the gnome still showering?
The gnome is still showering. Yes.
What a lovely time for us to be ambushed. Okay.
What's taking so long? There's not a lot of him.
Okay, so you should be able to click on your tokens and roll initiative now.
Oh, okay.
I'm realizing how out of practice I am because I'm like, I should have already had increased reflexes up and I should have already had armor up.
This was not one of those things where you were preparing to go in somewhere.
Yeah, but usually
it just kind of happened that way.
Yeah, usually though.
All right, where is it on this Roll20 sheet?
So click on your character icon, and then it should be the second column under attributes. It should say initiative.
Carry social. There it is. Thank you.
You're welcome.
The slowdown that occurs when initiative is called.
Yep. Okay. So now we have our turn order, and this is a relatively small combat even. So let's see here. Believe that is. Yeah. Okay.
While we are waiting, don't forget to type hashtag RemPC in the chat. And what else?
Who wants to start taking bets on whether we win or the Frog Spirit wins in chat?
I mean, it'd be a very short chunk on TV series.
And TPK, first episode. Awesome.
If Tom had to redo the intro and credits, he's going to lose his shit. So we can't. Or, I mean, he's going to lose his crap. I'm so bad at this.
They know I have another character.
You know the game Murder Trivia on Jackbox? And like when you die in the game, like, and you just do like rematch or whatever, it just has your name and then Junior at the end. That's all we have to do is just add Junior at the end of everything.
I've come to avenge my father/mother/parent.
There are many twins.
My foreparent.
Indeed. All right. Okay. So it does move. It takes a look around and focuses its attention on Curie as it leaps at you.
Let's get it in the chat. Hashtag Geek the Mage.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
And then it occurs to you, Curie, why the spirit of beasts might not like you.
Oh no! Oh no! Animals! I have spirit bane. It's gonna mess me up.
Actually, I should not have rolled that yet. I've gone way out of order for combat. I need to find out things like what is your defense rating?
I don't want to talk about it.
It's not below 5, is it?
It is exactly 5.
Okay, exactly 5 is good enough for you to not yield an edge.
Hooray!
It is an attack value of 8. So neither of you gets edge for this. So I will re-roll that dice pool of 9 because I rolled it out of order. And still roll 4 hits.
I don't like it.
I don't either.
So I roll my...
You need a defense roll.
Reaction plus intuition? Is that how it works?
So there should be a defense button on your sheet.
Oh, there is? Oh, look at that! I like buttons.
There it is.
I don't have to think when there's buttons.
Okay. So if you'd like to spend some edge, now might be a time to do that.
I think I would. Let's see what I rolled here. I rolled... Hey, I have a 4 in there. Let's do that thing where I magically, with my magic mage powers, and also edge, turn it into a 5. So now I have 4 hits.
Okay. So I'm forgetting this edition ties go to the attacker.
It'll still hit on a tie, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, poopy! Okay. Well, at least it does less
So-
damage, right?
Right.
It'll do less damage. That's right. So
Okay.
you're only soaking 2 damage to 3.
I mean, I can handle 2 damage a lot better. And I roll my something else for that, right?
There should be a soak button. If not, it's just body.
Soak damage. With my body of 2.
Ooh. All right.
How'd I do?
So
Oh no!
Yeah.
so take 2 boxes of physical.
Okay. Oh, Shadowrun. I've missed how I can roll dice and never roll a 5 and 6.
All right. So that'll bring us to
How do I
Violet.
enter my damage? Where is it? I see the condition monitor.
Yeah, you should be able to just
You-
click on the boxes, right?
If you
Oh,
click
okay.
on the settings toggle thing, it should show you the boxes.
And you said
If you didn't see
2
it.
physical?
2 boxes of physical.
Okay. I did it.
Hey, at least it's not 3. It's not worth a dice pool penalty yet.
And then Amber, you said to go where?
If you see the little hammer and wrench in the corner, click on that and the boxes should just show up.
Yay! I like
Yeah.
the boxes better. Okay.
Yeah.
And then
Thank
we get to Violet now.
Great. So I saw the frog materialize.
You saw the frog materialize and leap for Curie.
Okay. This is a professor apartment, so I assume that there are large books within arm's reach.
There are, surprisingly enough, since this is 2080 or 2082, books are not that common, but he's an old physics professor, so he has some really thick reference books.
Well, he might be about to have one less thick reference book because I'm
Okay.
going to take a book and I'm going to hit this frog.
Okay. So we should see, what is your attack rating?
Okay, attack rating.
Oh, and I figure with improvised weapon is probably 1 plus your reaction and strength.
Yes, and I have the what's it called? The martial art of the cowboy way.
Nice. Great name.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what it does, but it's a great name.
It does entanglement, which I don't think applies to this.
If the frog is small enough, you could catch it in the book, like press it, like a flower.
You need a much larger book than that because it's a meter and a half
Oh.
tall.
That's well, we never established how big the book was.
So
Big for the
breakfast.
gnome.
Well, let me see if that's enough to hit. First of all, I need a defense check. And what was your attack rating?
My attack rating. Where does that live?
Normally it'd be with each weapon, but you're doing an improvised weapon. So this is what are your reaction and strength?
My reaction is a 5 and my strength is a 2.
2. Okay, so not high enough that any edge is going to be exchanged. So I need a defense roll. And it rolls 2 hits.
Oh, so close. Um,
Unless you'd like to spend edge somewhere there.
yeah, can I spend edge to turn that 4 to a 5? And then that would give me 2 hits and tie
That would
goes to me.
That would give you the tie.
All right, let's do it.
All right. So yeah, it takes some damage. Let me see. So it does take some damage. But you sort of have it grappled with you've closed the book on part of its mouth, and it's like an open book versus open mouth situation. But you seem to have it more or less grappled at the moment. Nova.
Excellent. Guys, be careful. Frogs can jump 20 times their length. And then I take my Ares Predator and shoot it.
Okay.
I'm holding up my finger and going, but you're faster.
What is your attack rating with that?
Where can I find it?
So to be with the weapon.
Okay.
say
Oh wait, you know
pool
what? I'm on another page. Whoops, excuse me.
And you are probably at near range. So the second range increment.
So 10.
10. That is enough to get you an edge.
Oh.
Okay. Oh, I did that in the wrong order. So there's the defense roll. It is still not enough to dodge. So you net 5 hits. So the damage is 8. And it soaks 3 of it. And it looks like it soaks a little bit more than that.
I'd like to take this moment to give a shout out to Aaron. Aaron, thank you so much.
For that 18 dice pool. Material Girl.
All right.
Now that a shot has rang out.
So I was going to ask you, could I tell from our prior searching that there was or was not people in the neighboring apartments? Because I was going to think about shooting. At this point, I guess it's moot. So I'm curious.
You haven't seen anyone. You didn't see anyone in the hallways as you came up, and you haven't heard anything through the walls.
Okay. Well, if that big hand cannon seemed to have some sort of effect, mine should too. So I will spend a minor action because it's a smart gun to switch it to burst fire. Then spend a minor action to quick draw it and attack. I have a quick draw holster, so I get a minor action.
Okay.
Where's my? Oh, I put my character sheet. That's no good. All right, I want to attack with it. I want to switch it to burst mode. All right, so the attack rating is going to be 8 after vacations.
Okay. So no extra edge for that.
Okay. It is silenced, whatever that's worth. At least,
so it is more silent than the Ares Predator that just shot out.
Exactly, but it's also burst. So this is
that's fair.
Yeah, this is a sliver gun. So hopefully this will.
The sliver gun. Yeah, those are pretty well silenced.
One of my favorite stealth things about 6C is sliver guns are good. Do I press this? that make an attack roll? Sounds like
That
it
made an attack roll.
All right.
4 hits. And it's so you net 1.
All right. So that is going to be base damage 5 after the first.
Yep, so 6 damage. Okay. It takes a very little bit of that. Curie. Sorry, you had another action?
No, I do, but I better hang on to it just in case I need it. So I'm
Okay.
All right. Well, making the mental connection about a spirit of beasts and knowing that this thing is coming at me, I'm going to do what I should have done in the first place and cast armor. And so Kiri sees it and kind of has the eyes wide open of the realization. And the first attack kind of nicks her, but she kind of pulls some of the moisture from the air and starts speeding it up as she says, Costa dire. And a very thin layer of crackling ice kind of covers her before disappearing into kind of like her aura. And that is her casting armor. I think I have a minor action still. Am I able to, how many minors make a major?
4.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can be kind of hard to get that second major action.
Yeah, I'm really cool, but I'm slow. So, yeah,
So
I think
by the way, the armor does require a sorcery plus magic test,
sorcery. Oh, sorry.
and you're adding the net hits to your defense rating.
For some reason, I was in D&D mind where I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm not hurting
I
anything."
just cast
so
it.
just happens. All right, so
Then you get to soak drain.
Exactly.
I don't want to. All right, so spell casting. Let's go ahead and push that button and see what happens.
Yep. All right. So you add 4 to your defense rating.
Oh, yay! Now I'm a little chonkier.
Yep.
All right. And I have focus concentration 3.
Okay, so you can sustain 3 spells.
Yeah, so that one's going to be one of my...
Okay.
Hold it.
And then your drain test.
Oh, Can you see me trying subconsciously to get out of this here?
Let me change the subject real quick.
I'm so bad. All right, where's my spell?
To be fair, I'm not always good at remembering to do the drain tests, so...
Yeah, it's getting late for me in Eastern time zone, and so I'm like a little slower on the uptake anyway. And also, I just don't want to take drain. So, let's see.
Nobody ever wants to take drain.
There it is. What did I roll?
4 is what you needed.
Yay! No headache, no sweat.
No problem.
That is ideal.
All right. So that brings us to the frog spirit. Just in time for that armor to go up.
Yeah, I knew I was going to need that. So,
so it keeps at you. Actually, no. It is currently grappled.
I am, when I get my custodire out, I am going to say I'm really, really sorry. Like, I don't want to be enemies. I'm sorry.
So Violet, you and the frog will do opposed close combat tests.
Okay.
You will get an edge because you currently have it grappled.
Right, and what is the...
it's the it'll be agility.
Okay. So it's just if I have close combat, is that what we're doing? I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a close combat test. Okay, it does manage to break free, but that's about all it does right now. It is trying to scooch closer to Curie, but it is unable to cobble together the 4 minor actions it needs to attack her.
Yay.
So it is your turn, Violet.
Okay, I would like to use one of my major actions to use the adept power of commanding voice.
Okay.
And I'm going to give this frog spirit my sternest look and say, "You never can tell which white pickle's going to squirt. You best step off." Trying to get them to stop attacking us.
Okay.
I love
So-
your
so-
characters, but they also hurt me. I'm
So-
taking stun damage.
So it's an imposed
Imposed.
influence test for
Mhm.
intimidation.
Okay.
And I get a +1 because I have 1 level of commanding voice.
Yep. Okay. It seems to It seems to have less intent toward Curie and is starting to look at you now. Nova.
Squirting pickles. Did you know that Mesopotamians are considered creators of the pickle? And then I shoot with an Ares Predator again.
Okay.
Did
And I
I
think you got an edge for that before.
I did. Just 2 hits this time. Whoops.
That misses.
Oh, well, that sucks. I'd like to walk away.
I mean,
Further away from.
you can use some of your
Yeah,
tasty
okay, all right,
edge.
I'll do it. I'll spend 4 to reroll.
Okay. Reroll 16 dice.
I don't want people to be disappointed in me that I didn't do it.
And remember, any edge you have at the end of the encounter that is in excess of your
Goes
energy
away,
attribute
right?
goes away. So it's meant to be a fluid
Oh.
economy.
Sorry,
We'll
I didn't
take
do that
it from
right.
there.
But 1, 2, 3, 4.
I see 5 more.
So 8.
Okay.
No, 7. I don't do math. Fun fact: Amber in real life does not do math well.
So 7 total.
Hmm.
You net 6. Okay. It takes most of that, but is still up.
That's a shame.
Material Girl.
I'm going to switch it back down to single shot mode. It's a minor action, and then
Okay.
shoot it again. It might be it's. I can't figure out how to put it in single shot mode. Roll 20 once I took it up. Only lets me do single or burst. So base attack rating is going to be 12.
Okay. So you gain an edge.
All right. It's only gonna be 3 damage instead of, but it's just gonna work that way because I can't switch it. Oh, shoot. I totally forgot to do what I was gonna do for shooting. Okay. But I have an edge. Uh, you know what? I'm gonna wait for. Then I'll spend edge against that. Oof. That had to be 6s.
Yep, it was 6s.
All right, so I can't just turn them into non-hits. So I will buy reroll 2 dice and make them.
Roll the 2 6s.
Yeah, let me double check that I can do. I think it's 2. That. Oh no, it's only 1 edge. Okay,
It's 1 edge per.
All right. So yeah, I'll spend 2 edge to make him reroll his 2 hits.
Okay. Okay. So it does fall, and as it falls, it sort of dissipates into nothingness. And at this point, I will need to do. I believe it is. I will need Violet and Curie to both make body plus willpower tests.
Oof.
Oh no. I have a sneaky suspicion I does not.
Oh, that was just willpower. Oops. I'll just roll body now.
Yeah, just go ahead and roll body, okay? 4 hits is the number you need.
Oh, phew. Oh, phew.
Okay. Yeah, you're realizing you got a little too close, and there's a little bit of venom a little bit of contact poison that rubbed off on you, but you're able to resist it.
Frog funk.
Nova, you didn't tell me they were poisonous. You just told me they were small.
They can jump 20 times their body length.
That's also impressive, but still not poison.
I mean, you didn't give me the chance to tell you.
I take my chance to cast increased reflexes as I hike my butt on over to the sink and start washing off where it touched me.
I would like to observe in detail and listen for signs of people responding to violence and gunshots and or people sneaking towards us.
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception test.
Nice. I'm good at hearing things.
You say you like stick your head out the door and see what?
No.
Okay,
no.
so how are you doing this?
I am just listening for sounds of people.
Okay.
Audible sounds that are given away that people are either coming towards us or responding in.
Yeah. So you do hear with 6 hits. You do hear down the hall. A couple of doors open. You hear people saying things like "What the deuce," and then the doors closing again.
All right. Shower's over. Throw on some clothes. We got to leave now.
I accidentally rolled it twice. But I will roll my drain. We'll take the 2 because I did that one first.
Yep.
Hey! Still feeling good. As we head out with him, too, I'm going to cast invisibility on him.
On him, okay.
On Redstone.
Okay. Let me take a look at that real quick.
It's improved invisibility.
Improved invisibility.
Oh, I got no hits on that.
Ooh, oh wow.
So I'm going to go ahead and take my drain and then, like, I don't know, I sneezed during that or something.
That was awfully close to a glitch.
Yeah, it was. All right, I take 1 drain. Don't cast magic and sneeze at the same time, y'all. It's just not a good.
Especially if you've ever had one of those like full body sneezes and you just heard after. I've done that.
I am gonna try again.
Okay.
So, because that was garbage. All right, are you gonna let me do it? There it is. There we go. 6 hits. Let's see how bad my headache is gonna get. Hey, I'm okay on that one.
So you do notice that as you're casting it, some of the energy sort of grounds out through him. And the spell affects him, but not as much as you would like it to.
Stupid cybernetics. I mean,
so that's not it.
Oh no. Well, that's what
'cause
she's gonna assume it is.
Okay, so I imagine you know enough about your spell that this is not an essence spell.
This is not a essence.
This is not a spell that's based on essence.
I don't remember what it's based on.
So it's not a health spell.
It's illusion.
It's illusion spell.
Yeah.
Health spells are the ones that are penalized for having low essence.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay.
This should not be affected by his cyberware, but it is affected by something.
I'm still gonna blame the cyberware.
That's fine.
She could have special cyberware. Tell you what, cyberware that drains magic away, kind of useful.
I would like to look for a large bag to put the gnome in.
Can't he walk?
We're trying to hide him, right?
He's invisible.
Well, yeah, you don't see the gnome.
I'm quietly looking for a large bag.
Yeah, I mean, you find a couple of trash bags.
All right, well, let's put on our respirators and whatnot. So coming out of the building, our faces aren't on camera.
Turn around, sees invisible, pack some of his clothes, and I put a mask on.
Okay.
Does anyone have an extra respirator?
Can I do a disguise check to obscure her face plausibly without it being obvious? Here, I'll take your collar and pull it up, and
you pop the collar and put a scarf around it.
This will hide the armored lab coat.
well, it's put it on inside out, of course. I mean, that goes without saying.
You've got a blanket. You can wrap a blanket around yourself.
All right. All right, let's go.
All right, so you pack up and leave the apartment. If you can check it for, I mean, well, it's probably been hacked too. But we can check my vehicle.
Your vehicle's staying right where it is.
Okay.
Material. Can you?
I have a motorcycle. I can take him pretty easily. If you guys want to go about a block away and wait for an Uber to come pick you up, we can rendezvous somewhere.
Right.
Sure.
Why don't we rendezvous at that soy bucks I mentioned? Because one of the people who was interested in this guy was there. There may be a trail to pick up.
All right. Do I need to maintain sight on him to keep my spell going?
No, once you've cast it, you don't have to.
Okay. All right. Have
It
fun.
just takes up one of your sustaining slots.
Sure. So,
If he's a gnome, I could probably put him in a saddle.
Material, can you call us?
He's not quite that small.
Rude.
Can you call us a cab?
Yep. Like I said, it'll beat you about a block away. That way, you don't have to wait here on the corner because the police are on the way.
I removed my name tag and put it in my pocket.
Yeah, in some apartment buildings, when they hear gunshots, they don't call the police. But in ones like this,
So you guys do manage to get out. The hired car picks you up.
and going to a soy bucks is a very nondescript, non-memorable place to be dropped off at.
The three awkwardly uncomfortable women in the back, though, are a little more memorable.
Still silent. Still not sure who each other is yet. And as we go back to the soy bucks that Material Girl began this mission at, we're gonna break for our 5-minute break, and we'll be back to pick up the investigation. And
don't forget, you can type in #RemPC in the chat to enter to win a Shadowrun 6th World Seattle Edition core rulebook that will be shipped to you. So stay tuned after the show so we can get your information and send it. And you can get extra entries by going to remalternus.com/Nguyen.
All right. Thank you. And see you in 5.
In the land revealed beyond the shroud, they came in search of answers. Drum had always known her place, but Imari never found hers. Which stories rest in this arcane book? What tales can be spun? Who covets its mystic pages? And to what lengths will they go? Perhaps a mythkeeper will weave together these tales in an age to come. But we have an opportune luxury, my friend. For we can see this magnificent performance with our own eyes. Just have your tickets ready. Cobblesworth's Clockwork Circus, Issue 2. It's time to start the show.
Spell.
What a spell!
Spell.
Spell!
Spells.
She says spell like 92 times.
You gotta feel it.
Spell, 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 spell.
Oh, what the heck?
Ready to level up your cosplay game? Check out the Geek Forge on Etsy. With a variety of props to give your photos that extra spark, you'll find just what you need. Hold magical fire in the palm of your hand, or take a potion to restore your mana. With a large variety of colors, you can choose your own magical flavor for your cosplay. Bring drama to your photo shoots with these vibrant props and more, all available at the Geek Forge. Are you ready to level up your cosplay?
Misspent Youth, Fall in Love, Not in Line, is the next evolution of the world's best rebellious punk RPG. This time, we're taking Misspent Youth in the direction of invitation, inviting everyone, old school gamers and first-timers, to fall in love with telling all new stories of revolution and fixing what the adults broke. With new campaign settings, new authorities, and a new pilot episode for amateur anarchists, the revolution is just starting. Misspent Youth, Fall in Love, Not in Line.
Welcome back, everybody. Our intrepid runners have just fled the scene of a shooting. At least that's how it's going to be spun. In reality, the frog spirit just attacked them, and they had to shoot it down. I believe they are now on their way back to the soy box. And so you guys arrive there.
Before we go in, whatever clothes he put on, I want to wave the bug scanner over just to make sure he's clean.
Okay. You do find one. You do find a bug, so you're able to pull it off and sort of toss it off the bike as you ride by.
Yeah, I should have done that before we. I will stick it on a car out front. Soy bucks rather than just throwing.
Okay. Go ahead and make a. We'll call that a stealth check. Palming.
Very nonchalant and slick.
Yeah, it is. Yep. So you stick it on the car, and you. Do you go into the soy box?
Uh,
You do see the hired car pulls up.
I'm gonna have. Okay, yeah, I don't know how long it's gonna be. We may as well all go. The person who was eyeing them, this was what, a female human?
Female human.
I suppose our luck isn't good enough. She's here on duty. We go in.
Sorry, female elf.
Actually, before we go in, I want to do a memory test to see what I can remember of her car and see if I see it. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's fair. The car was a fairly nondescript Ford Americar.
But with 3 hits, maybe I remember enough of the license plate to be sure.
Yeah, you remember enough of the license plate.
All right.
It definitely did. I mean, it may have fit in with the tourists, but it definitely didn't fit in with the money that is normally here.
And do I see it around?
You do not.
Okay.
You see, so it's probably mid to late afternoon. So most of the money crowd has gone away. This is the really the soy bucks traffic has died off a little bit, and it's more the tourists.
Okay. And is the elf in question? I would expect she's not on duty, but does she happen to be? That'd be cool.
She does not happen to be on duty.
All right. Well, I will tell my comrades. I'm going to go talk to the barista, see if I can't find out anything about that person. I don't know if you guys want to check out whatever you can check out.
Well, it's been a long day. I'm going to go check out that menu.
Fair enough.
All right, so you guys get in line, and I mean the line's not terribly long. There's a we'll say human male at the counter. Who unless
Does he have- Go ahead.
I'm not gonna go full astral, but I'll turn my astral vision on after I take a seat so I don't fall over, and just kind of keep an eye on the different auras and see if there's any suspicious, hostile, whatever.
Go ahead and make an aura reading test.
You got it. Do you want astral or astral signatures?
Astral signatures.
Okay.
Okay, 4 hits.
4.
Okay. So you do notice a couple of things. One, there is the residue of a control thought spell on the barista.
On the one that Hal's talking to, or residue
right.
as in it's still active, or residue as in
it's recently expired?
Hmm.
Because it doesn't last very long.
All right, now I'm looking around for mages.
The signature is familiar.
No.
Yeah.
No cologne.
Yep. Should have thought to look for bugs before we came here.
All right, I'm gonna start looking for mages. Those auras should pop. So I'm purposefully scooting a little closer to my invisible friend. Like just kind of leaning over, but like kind of half blocking, so that if a shot comes, like it's my job to take it. So.
Ooh. Okay. So you don't see a mage in here. I mean, you see a couple of people who have maybe a basic talent, but they're not the signature you're looking for.
No one that smells like frog cologne.
No one that smells like frog cologne. You do also get, with 4 hits this time, the gnome has essence 2.2. And he is loaded with more wear than just the aluminum bone lacing.
Interesting. Gonna keep that quiet to myself while Nova is getting a snack, and Violet's doing whatever Violet's doing, and Material Girl is talking to the barista. But I've got my eyes open for any mojo.
Okay. So you guys are talking to the barista. Take your order.
Yeah, can we get a medium soy calf?
Okay. Beep, 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 beep. And
I just straight up order over Material Girl.
They grab a medium cup. Name?
Whatever's fine.
Whatever. Okay. And you?
Actually, I was looking for a friend of mine. Actually, for the game master, before I start a spiel, is this the guy I saw working with her, or is this another guy?
This is another guy.
Okay. Well, I want to tell him I'm looking for a friend of mine who works here, and give him a physical description. Can you tell me when she's going to be on duty next?
I've only seen her in a couple times. I mean, I didn't think she worked here, but I mean, she was here the other day.
Well, now that he knows who I'm talking about, I definitely want to apply him for everything I can get out of him.
Okay.
Should I roll con?
Yeah, go ahead and roll con.
I'll take it. So yeah, I'll give him a spiel about how we're the sorority sister. I'm here in town. I am not going to be here for long. It's important I get in touch with her really quick. You'd be doing me a huge favor. You're such a nice guy.
You do get the sense he's wondering whether or not he should make a move. But he sort of shakes his head like he's shaking off a daze. And says, Melissa has, I mean, she tried it a couple times and didn't like the job. I mean, I heard she stormed out after a customer threw a cup at her.
She hasn't been to work since.
No.
Say, are you? You look like a really responsible fellow.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you wouldn't mind if since you was working here, I'm sure you got a com code. I'd really appreciate it.
Yeah. Slides over com code.
You're the best.
At least that's the number she gave me.
Of course. Okay.
Can I get you something?
Oh, you already did. You're the best.
Oh, okay.
Look at his name tag and pretend like I knew what his name was.
Evan.
All right. I'm going to go.
Medium soy calf coming up.
Yep.
And so he slides your soy calf across. Soy calf for whatever.
All right, whatever. And I take it and I walk out.
All right,
then he turns at that point and goes over to the so there's a drive-through window as well. And you get the sense this is the only barista you've seen, so he's starting to get a little overworked, but I mean it's not exactly the morning rush or anything.
All right, this is good.
So, you get the sense that probably the manager said, "Yeah, you can handle an afternoon shift by yourself."
All right. I want to. Violet, are you talking to him?
No, I was checking to make sure folks is behaving while we're here in case someone's looking suspicious.
All right. So who is talking to him? Nova?
I mean,
well, who's picking up the drink? I'm not.
Me.
Nova
Me,
picked up the drink.
yeah.
Okay. I want to send you a message saying, keep them talking. I know there's a back door. Can I see from where we are whether there's any other employees in the back?
You do not see any other employees.
All right. I'm going to go around and break into the back.
Hey, you know what, dude? Can I actually get some soy milk?
Oh yeah. Is that one out? And he points over to there's like a little carafe.
Yeah.
Hand it over here. I'll get another one.
Okay, go bring it to him.
All right.
I'm real slow about it.
So with that, I will give Material Girl an edge for the stealth check.
And additionally, too, while this is going on, just to let you know, I think I'm going to go ahead and summon myself a spirit.
Ooh, okay.
When I have a chance.
Like right here in the soy box.
Well, like it's not like it's going to manifest right in front of me. It stays on the astral.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, all right, let's try this out. Summoning.
All right, I'll go ahead and roll stealth for when.
Cool,
Okay.
thank you.
It's gonna come up.
I start droning on and on about facts about coffee.
Oh
and
my gosh.
while I give him some facts, I'm just like holding the carafe, like no.
So that gets him talking for a while because apparently, like to work at the soy bucks, you have to know a lot about the history of coffee.
Yeah.
And so he goes into the spiel and it's all. I mean, he sort of builds off of what you're saying, and you end up this conversation lasting like 10, 20 minutes. And Material Girl, you have no problem getting into the back undetected. There is no one else back there.
Okay.
Curie, what is the force of the spirit you're summoning?
I think. Do we call Force in 6?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because it's a roll force times 2 to oppose
sorry, I thought it was about the rolls. It's been a while. Okay, so let's do a for old time's sake, I'm going to do a force 6.
you. So remember, so what I'm saying is that it's rolling force times 2 to oppose you. Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Okay. Ooh.
Don't like that. All right, let me roll my drain. How do I do that in here?
Well, you can you have edge. You can make it reroll some of those hits.
Yeah, you would like it to reroll some of those hits because
I
you're
only
going
have one edge left.
You can make it reroll one of them, or you can save it for.
Yeah, rerolling one won't.
That's not going to help.
Just get it with 0 services.
No.
Yeah, because you're gonna soak drain equal to the number of hits it rolled.
So 7?
7.
All right, so I'm just going to roll a d6. What is my drain?
And that's more than your magics. That's going to be physical. So it might be worth it to knock that down one.
Yes, that's a good point.
That I will do. Okay.
Yes.
Hope he doesn't roll another hit though.
And what is my drain value or drain dice pool?
I believe your willpower plus logic.
So 6 plus 5, 11. 11 die.
That's bad luck.
Yeah.
What?
It's still going to be 7 drain.
It's still going to be 7 physical drain.
Wait, I haven't rolled yet.
Right, but you made him re-roll 1 to maybe make it 6 stun.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Life happens.
Yep.
Well, 5 is good.
Yeah.
You take 2 boxes of physical.
Okay.
So not happy, but happier than you could have been.
Yep, I'm the blood kind of goes through my nose and I like grab my head a little bit. And
that frog cologne is still coursing through your nose.
Yeah,
it's just not
rough.
comfortable.
But this is what I'm built for, and as soon as it winds down, if you want to make me take a minute, that's fine. But I'm gonna do it again, but maybe do a force 4.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll have you do that in a moment.
Okay.
We'll go back to Hal because you are. Are you sticking around in the back room? Are you doing like a search or anything? Or
I am going into the manager's office, whatever he files. If probably most places it's all on some kind of a computer. So ideally, I'm looking for the post-it note, the manager's password, because that would be super.
you know what? What is your edge?
Currently or attribute?
Your edge attribute. Sorry.
Not good. 1.
Ooh.
I count on earning it, and then
that's fair. No, there's not a post-it note to be seen.
All right. Well, I do.
And you sort of realize why, because the conversation you're hearing about the history of coffee has still been going on throughout this time. Apparently, the manager's big about knowing things by memory.
All right. Well, I do want to see if there's anything I can find about this person, any kind of records or any. Oh, actually, if I can make the security tape player playback and see any recordings of her.
Yeah, go ahead and make a computer test or electronics test.
But I can just tell computer, does it?
Hello, computer.
Exactly. All right. I'm sitting on some edge. With my 1 edge attribute just now. options. So, what's the worst that could happen?
That's the worst that can happen.
You know what? I don't care. I want it to happen.
Twice now? Critical glitch twice now?
Yeah. Okay, we'll get back to you in a moment.
MVP award.
Curie, if you want to go ahead and roll that summoning test. Force 4, you said?
Yeah. Ow.
And what kind of spirit?
We're gonna go with air.
Air? Okay.
All right. Push all the buttons.
So this one is much more manageable. It's only 3 drain, and you do get 2 services out of it.
Great. Okay. So let me do my drain real quick so I don't forget.
And you do get to select 1 optional power.
We'll just go with elemental.
Okay.
Attack. Full reason D6.
And it's at that point that power to the building goes down.
Of course it does. I take 1 drain from that, but it's stunned. So,
It's stunned.
I don't even feel that with all the pain I'm feeling right now. It's fine.
Yeah.
So I'm going to send the air spirit. I'm going to say, show it the aura mentally of Material Girl. And
Wait, what?
say, what?
You mean the signature that you're tracking, or?
Well,
Yeah.
I hold on. I want to tell it, keep an eye on, because she's alone right now.
Okay.
So trying to have some support over there. So I'm going to mentally show the aura of Material Girl and say, protect and defend her while keeping on a lookout for this aura, and show them the frog cologne.
Okay.
In my defense, hitting the power breakers resets the computers and all Tridio shows.
I'd like to do empathic sense, which is an adept power that's basically a minor version of a sensing.
Okay.
And it lets me read emotional states and physical health of the folks around me. And I'm looking to see when the power goes out. I mean, most folks are going to be confused or whatever, so I'm looking for anything that's sort of out of the ordinary is what I'm attempting.
All right.
Yeah.
So go ahead and make. So that's a intuition plus perception test.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody whose instinct is to go for it is somebody.
You broke up there, Hal. What was that?
Anyone whose instinct is to go for a weapon, a situation like that happens, is somebody we care about.
Yeah. She only has the senses the emotional state of the Karens in the room that are like, but I want my coffee.
Mhm.
I don't care that the power is out to the brewer.
Karens can be dangerous. You got to keep an eye out.
Yeah, there's that wide variety of there's the Karen, they're the people who already have their coffees that are kind of confused, but some of them are like, yeah, there's enough light here, I'll go ahead and enjoy my coffee. Some of the people in line are more upset because they don't have their coffee yet. People toward the end of the line just walk out. But all of those are kind of what you expect when a coffee house loses power. You don't really see anything out of the ordinary, other than yourselves.
Hey, Evan.
Yeah, you do get a lot of people saying, "Why is the Matrix down?"
Hey Evan, did you know that outages cost an average about 18 billion to 33 billion per year in the UCAS alone?
Amber, I love it.
All right, so you then. I mean, you basically just pulled the switch. Unfortunately, do you want to flip it back on?
Well, if to me succeeding electronics test of tapes, I think I need to come up with new strategies. So maybe I'll just get out of here before it gets worse than that.
Okay.
When Material Girl comes back into view, that's when I'll send the spirit to go looking for the aura. Check outside, check like around the block.
Actually, before I go back out, is what's Evan doing?
He's kind of looking around confused. This apparently is the first time this has happened to Evan. But you sort of squeaked out toward the customer area, out of the manager's office, just in time that as he looks like he's going to go back to the manager's office, he doesn't appear to have noticed that you've been back there.
All right, I want to. I don't know how the layout works possible. I want to get up where the baristas were and see leaves. What I want to do is look, because I remember the elf had reached down in what seemed to be an unusual place to pull the cup. I want to see what's going on there.
Okay. Yeah, so you look down there. There's it's below the counter. There's a little shelf, and it's where they store most of the supplies, like extra sleeves of napkins, extra lids, extra sleeves of cups, extra those plastic stopper things they put in the cup. It is nowhere that you would put a customer's order.
All right, and anything that looks out of place?
Make a perception test.
And this is what I'm probably going to spend edge on. Although I'm better at hearing than looking. Well, this sounds a lot more like a looking.
And this will be a looking test, a visual test.
Exactly. Oh, I should have. I get a bonus from vision enhancement. So does that work?
Yeah, that'll be enough.
All right, so 3 hits. That's a 4. All right, so I got 3 hits. I see 1 4. Is that right?
Yeah, I see 1 4 in the main pool.
All right, I will spend 2 edge to make that an extra hit.
Okay, very good. So 4 hits. Yeah, so you as you're sort of looking around, you're not like taking your sweet time, but you are giving it a fairly thorough once over. As you look where the little shelf where that cup you think would have been pulled from, you do see further back. There is what looks to be the backing for a patch, for a drug patch.
Yeah.
It's like the little piece of plastic you peel off.
Yeah, I'll grab it and vault over the bar and get out of here before he comes back up and sees me.
And then a couple of the people in line, hey, can you get me a? And you kind of ignore them as you go by.
I'll hand him a cup, just an empty cup.
But you didn't get my order. And by then, she's gone.
Yep, I don't acknowledge him other than, here you go, here's a cup.
Any news from my spirit?
Yes, so I need to roll a search power. Make sure how this search power works. Magic intuition. So twice force, okay. And I'm going to grant it an edge because you gave it a particularly good astral signature.
Sight and smell.
There we go. Trying to think if there's anything I need to use one edge for, and there's not much.
I'll take its edge.
I mean, it'll re-roll one of those dice.
Sure.
It'll re-roll that one and get an extra success. So 6 successes.
Yay! Good. Spirit.
Yeah. So it takes a while. So it takes there's a full 10-minute search. It does tell you that because it's mentally linked with you. It does tell you that it has detected the mage's signature in the back of what must be a Ford Americar, about a kilometer away, and that it thinks if it approaches any closer, the frog spirit's going to attack it.
Trying to guess.
And so it returns. So you get a sense of where that signature is.
Yeah, I whisper to Violet, who's been sitting with me, what I've gathered about the the barista. Very quietly, or actually, you know what? I'll subvoke it. The barista, and I'll subvoke it to everyone because I'm subvoking. I remember how to play Shadowrun. Well, yeah. So the barista had mind control or control thoughts spell cast on it fairly recently. It's out now. It's not still functional. And then my spirit found the mage in a Ford Americar about a kilometer away. Frog spirit is resummoned. And I know where it is if we want to confront or track or.
I would like to let's start playing the bug game ourselves. I would like to coach that car and put my own bug on. If we can pull that off, that would be super.
Do you think you can sneak close enough without being spotted?
It depends on once I see the car. If it's in the middle of an empty parking lot, that's going to be hard.
I could cast invisibility onto you.
That'd make it a lot easier. Well, maybe not to a mage though. Or a spirit.
That's true. However, you can't sense unless you are outside of the car. So.
Well, let's take a look at the car and it would be.
I'm real good at distractions, y'all. If there's something that we need to do, we can make it happen.
So it might be helpful to get in position and have Violet draw their attention while.
Well, I bet they're going to recognize us. They see.
Yes, at this
any
point,
of
they see us
us,
on camera.
It'll probably give the game up.
I don't know if we should really do anything anyway while we have him with us.
Well, that's why I'm thinking if I can get the location myself, perhaps.
Yes, you have the location.
I can direct you there.
Okay.
So we're just worried they're going to recognize us.
Well, yeah, it's possible because they got a good look at us while we were in the gnome's apartment via the bugs.
Okay. Tell you what. Let me use a little cowgirl's room for a moment. And if Nova has some of those clothes that she grabbed from the professor's apartment, see if I can help out.
The only thing is, too, the spirit, if they have it on surveillance, which it sounds from my spirit like they do, then they're going to recognize our auras.
Maybe, maybe not. If there's a lot of, I mean, if they're like parked on the side of a sidewalk and there's people walking past anyway, it's probably going to be fairly doable.
Did I get a view from the spirit of what the area looks like?
So it's in a parking lot. It's not alone in the parking lot. It's a fairly well-populated parking lot. And as you sort of look up where that parking lot is, it looks like they're parked outside a restaurant.
Restaurant, parking lot. You
Okay.
might be able to get close enough, but you want to keep objects between you and the spirit so it can't see you. So ducking behind cars until you're close enough, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was looking at my, I think I remember my electrochronic, so that's sad. Okay.
I give Violet the clothes.
So Violet goes into the little cowgirl's room, and I'm going to use cosmetic control. And that is going to allow me to change my features within the confines of my metatype. So I'll still be an elf, but I'll be a different looking elf.
You have the first level of cosmetic.
Yeah, I do.
control then.
Yes.
Okay.
Or the first level of it.
All right.
So just change everything about me.
So looking at the situation, does it look like it would be easier to just like go full ninja and try to just not be seen at all, or not, or try to disguise myself and appear to be like a regular pedestrian and just incidentally pass by the?
I think going full ninja because again, like whatever disguise you have isn't gonna fool the spirit if it sees you.
Yeah, it before it appeared, it could have taken good looks at all of us. That's true. So
Now, here's an idea though of how we can maybe work together with this. So if Violet is our distraction and the people in the car are distracted by her, then do you have cyber eyes material, girl?
I have some enhancements, but not actual full-on replacements.
All right. Well, one of the things that I could potentially do is have the spirit be up above in the sky or hidden somewhere and give the kind of a view of the area. Meanwhile, I can mentally communicate and kind of give you the go ahead of like it's coming around the corner, stop, or keep going, coast is clear.
Sure.
At least you can get
Uh,
a feel
all
for
right. And if
safe.
and Violet want to have some sort of disturbance to draw attention, we can disguise them so at least they're not recognizable physically as them.
Indeed.
And I will find a bathroom and change out into ninja clothes rather than street clothes.
Put on some of the professor clothes because my skill does not let me change my clothes.
So so the professor clothes are all gnome sized.
Mm-hmm.
So they're pretty small.
Violet's like, yeah, I know.
Yep. Yeah. I'm going for like crop top and like
Okay.
Daisy
kinda-
Dukes and crop top.
So pants worn like Daisy Dukes and like a waistcoat that is like that bears the midriff.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
I knew
If
it
you
was
want to
happening in
be
a bar.
distracting, that's
Yeah.
distracting.
Yeah, you can certainly manage that.
So my plan is to go over there and find somebody and pick a fight with them about stealing my man. That's my plan.
Love it.
I'm gonna let y'all in on it if it starts to get a little wild over there. 'Cause those fights are always good fights. Everyone wants to know what happened when you stole somebody's man. They always want to know. I don't make the rules. I just know them.
Because they are watching these places, I think I'm going to, when we leave, go invisible as well. And I'll stay with the professor. And we'll stay hidden and close by.
Are we able to tell, is the person still in the car by the time we're getting ready to go?
So are you having the spirit hang out there? And watch?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, I'll ask you: is there thematically a type of restaurant you would like this to be?
Well, we're near the soy bucks. That's in the fancy part of town. So maybe this is like fancy Italian date night kind of
Okay.
place.
So it's a it's not like really upscale, but it's upscale enough that it attracts the tourist crowd. And that a scene would definitely occur if if a fight broke out. So the spirit reports to you that it looks like the people in the car, and there are 4 people in the car,
Okay.
are having an argument. And then, so I mean, the body language suggests they're having an argument, and then finally the argument ends, and they all get out of the car and go into that restaurant.
Oh, well, that makes our jobs much easier. Hopefully.
All right. Interesting. Okay. Yeah.
And what is the frog doing?
The frog is hanging out with the mage in astral space, so it sort of goes into the restaurant with him.
Oh, okay.
All right. So this happens before we can pull the trigger on our plan. We're still getting organized on that.
Yeah.
Okay. What can we tell of the 4 people we saw?
So it gets to tell what it can see in astral space. So let me roll a sensing test.
So I was gonna say it's a bug in the car. Why don't we just take her? But now there's 4 of them, so that is interesting.
3 successes. Okay.
Not surprised the professor did say it was a Shadowrun team.
So the things you get. I need all these things open. Where's my sensing table now? There we go. Okay. So looking at the so the mage has magic. Let's see here. Magic greater than the spirit's force. So greater than 4.
Mm-hmm.
It is the mage you're looking for. It is. It has the frog funk. Then we go to other people there. There is a dwarf male who is mundane, whose essence is lower than the spirit's force, and has quite a bit of cyberware.
So cyberware and what else? I'm sorry.
Its essence is lower than the spirit's
Yeah.
force.
No
Right.
magic and a lot of cyberware.
Yeah.
There's an elf female.
I thought she was the mage. Or is there another elf?
No. No, the mage is a human male.
Interesting. I still can't guess what the hell he controls.
Let's see. So the elf female has essence lower than the spirit's force, and significant cyberware. And then we've got a human male who is an adept with magic higher than the spirit's force.
So dwarf male cybered up, elf male cybered up, human male adept, and
Human male mage.
Yeah. Trying to bushwhack them here is not a great idea. So it's for sure the car.
Yeah, the goal I think, is just get a trace on him. And then I think our next step is get into hiding and find a Decker.
So with the hopes of finding a Decker.
Well, I'm totally not going to leave well enough alone. I want to bug the car, and surely if they were arguing, it's not over. They're going to keep talking in the restaurant. I totally want to surveil.
Violet's right. Everyone loves drama.
I know how the world works.
Yeah. Well, anything we learn is going to be useful, even if personal relationship drama.
So we'll have you guys execute this plan next time.
All right.
As we're closing in, we're getting close to the midnight hour Eastern time. So I believe we wanted to end a little bit early to allow for some announcements.
Yes, we do. So first of all, as we're wrapping up here, last chance to type in #RemPC into the chat for an entry to win a physical copy that will mail to you of the Shadowrun 6th World Core Rulebook Seattle Edition. So get your last chance to enter for that. And don't forget to also go to remalternus.com/newyen to get any bonus entries you want. For every $5 you spend, you get an extra entry, and that helps us pay our cast and crew so we can keep putting on great content for you. And what else? And also, please, if you would be so willing, if you could check out remalternus.com/misspent-youth. It is a Kickstarter for an RPG that's a heavy narrative storytelling focus, light rules, teen angst, punk rebellion, fight against authority RPG. It's a lot of fun, a lot of great stuff up there, and we are almost funded. So please go check that out as well and support if you have the means. Thank you. And with that, I think Kender is tallying the totals here so that we can select a winner, and also has reported to us our top donors so that we can read their messages online here. So Amber, you want to take one of them? Why don't you take your friend Aaron's?
I will. Reverend 00. Never trust a Decker and stay safe in the shadows.
I love it. Thank you so much for your donations, Reverend. And how about the second one? How about we do Violet?
I want to make sure that I get the name pronounced right. So it's Riritan or Riritan?
I think it's the first one. That's how I always say it in my head.
Okay. Raritan is the best gnome.
I love it. I love it. And last but not least, Hal, how about you take the last one?
I'm pretty sure you wanted that one. I don't want to step
Nope.
on your toes.
Nope, it's absolutely you.
Okay.
It's a pun, and she doesn't want to do pun.
Yep.
This is from Eason. And normally he doesn't call, but onion rings.
Can you say that one more time? Because it did break up for me a little bit. So I don't know if it did for anyone else.
Oh, I certainly hope not after a good donation. So, once again, thank you, Eason. And this is especially for Sarah. Normally, your food doesn't call, but onion rings.
I'm upset. But we do have a winner. Our winner for the first raffle of the Gen Con TV series is Dubs11.
Very nice.
Oh,
Erica, you win a copy of the Shadowrun book. Congratulations. Thank you guys so much for playing with us, hanging out with us, supporting us. And we will be back next week with another giveaway, with another pre-show where we'll be talking about talking to Reverend actually on the pre-show for the Shadowrun missions and seeing what that's all about. And then we'll be playing episode 2 of Emerald Glitch.
Part 2 of the case of the Beleaguered professor.
Ooh.
I think it's
I'm so excited.
Drugged professor so far.
yeah.
And next week, Randy will be back and joining us. Or I don't know if I can say he's back if he hasn't been here. But Randy is our decker. And
Yes.
Randy will be here next week with us. He couldn't make tonight. So thank you all so much. Really appreciate it. Anybody want to say anything else? Plug anything? Jen, you have a thing to plug.
I do. I am Jen, and I run the Geek Forge. And we got lots of cool stuff. We're going to be launching a new collection soon, so you can come check that out. It's thegeekforge.etsy.com, or thegeekforge.org is our primary website with lots of blog articles and other fun stuff like interviews with content creators. So come visit us on the cyberspace.
Awesome. The Geek Forge is amazing. Bob, do you have anything you want to plug?
Yeah, I'll plug. We have our Tuesday night Shadowrun 5 Chicago missions. We're currently on hiatus because we've just finished season 6, and we're gearing up for season 7 that should start in the next few weeks. So come join us for that.
Yeah, that's
Twitch.
really cool. I love that show. It's on. I just dropped the Twitch channel. It's www.twitch.tv/masterofrem. And Bob is one of the missions writers that worked on the Chicago missions that he's running for us on Tuesday nights. So it's really cool to have that show together. So, and Amber and Jen are in that one too. So get more Amber and Jen, which who wouldn't want that?
Oh, thanks.
Awesome. Amber, anything to plug for you?
No, unless you want another hot fact.
Nope. Hal, how about you?
I'm confused and frazzled. I've been streaming way too long, so I just want to thank everybody for being here, and I can plug this show for next week. Be here or be square.
Awesome. Yeah, do it. And I'm Rem or Sarah. And you can find us on Twitch at twitch.tv/masterofrem, or join our Discord. I'm going to rely on Kendermage to drop that in the chat. We are at time, so thank you all. Thank you, Tom, who is our tech behind the scenes and has done a lot to pull this show together. So thank you very much, Tom.
Tom has done a lot of good work.
Yeah, thank you. All right, guys, we'll see you next week. Bye.
Thank you, everybody.